It's Shaka being that mafioso, the done the coldest ninja with a nunchuck swinging behind his back, aka Shaka Black, aka Shaka Fuego, aka Shaka Flame, man. And we got my boy Terrence Bud Crawford going against Canelo Alvarez, bro. And I feel like people counting Bud out too quick, man. Wanna know why? I feel like because he don't look like the superhero. Feel me? I feel like Bud got the same problem I got. You don't know it's a beast inside this. It's a beast inside this frame. You feel me? Because you're so used to, I don't want to say disrespecting, but you so used to counting a nigga like that out. You feel me? You so used to counting bro out already. And I feel like bro really got something in him. You think he don't know he going against Canelo Alvarez? You don't think he going against Canelo Alvarez? Bro, he probably put in the most training. This probably going to be his last fight. Win, lose, or draw, he going to retire after this because boy, he going the hardest he can go. And if he beat Canelo Alvarez, you got to call bro one of the greatest of all time. You feel me? He ain't undefeated he is undefeated. But I think he wants to be bigger than Mayweather. Can he be bigger than Mayweather? I mean, just the fact that he went up so many weight classes. I don't know. Let's see what I gotta say.
Still
Can he be bigger than Mayweather? Mayweather is a real question.
They want to throw shade. They just can't grip their mind over the fact that how I performed in the fight versus him.
I don't think it's a bad fight, Sean. I mean, I think it's a good fight, and it's not a fight that shocked me because you have to understand in boxing, the best are fighting the best.
Terrence Crawford has just shared his view.
The best are fighting the best in their division. This is a dude who going up multiple divisions. That's what you got to realize, bro. He going up multiple divisions, bro. Multiple divisions. 2 weight classes. Unheard of. If he beat this dude, if he pulls off this win against Canelo, he gonna be the only boxer that ever did this.
On his upcoming fight with Canelo Alvarez on September 13th. On the other hand, Abel Sanchez said Terrence Crawford is a great fighter, but weight classes exist for a reason.
They do.
He explained Canelo Alvarez proved himself by beating top opponents as he moved up. Sanchez said moving from 140.
I think what's it called? I don't want to say the disadvantage that Crawford has is the fact that he moved up to Canelo's weight class. So he hungry for the Canelo fight. Canelo's not hungry for that fight. Canelo good. Crawford is hungry for this fight. So he's moving up weight classes as opposed to Canelo moving down weight classes and coming to Crawford. Canelo's basically in his home. He's at home in his division. Crawford is not at home in his division. And when you fighting somebody like Canelo Alvarez, it's dudes who've been in that division probably their whole career and still couldn't beat Canelo. You got Terrence coming in his division trying to fight him. That's a reason to be like, man, you feel me? That hit power might not translate. That speed might not translate. Dude's bigger than what he is. It's like Vegeta going into Super Vegeta. Super Vegeta was too slow. You feel me? Crawford been fighting at 140, 130 something his whole career. I think him and Spence fought at 135. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a lot. I think they're going up to 160.
Pounds in only 14 or 15 months is risky, and without years to build proper size like Canelo did, only beating top opponents as he moved up. Sanchez said moving from 140 pounds in only 14 or 15 months is risky, and without years to build proper size like Canelo did, Crawford's task will be much harder.
Terrence Crawford is a great fighter, but that's why we have weight divisions. I think that Canelo has proven as he has risen in the weights. He's dealt with the best in his weight divisions that he's at now.
Who's comfortable at that weight division. That's the only thing, bruh. He's been dealing with dudes who's comfortable in that weight division, mastered that weight division, and still won. Now you got Bud not comfortable in his weight division, new to that weight division, first time really being in that weight division his whole career, trying to fight one of the best fighters in boxing. It's a tall task, my friend.
He fought Bivol, and Bivol couldn't hurt him. He fought my guy, and my guy couldn't hurt him in 2 fights. The third fight I wouldn't even count as a fight. But to have a guy come up from 140 pounds in such a short period of time. I'm not saying he couldn't have done it. If he'd have taken 3 or 4 years like Canelo did and built up his, not only his strength, but his bulk in the correct way,
and get comfortable,
he would have had a better chance. But to do it in these 14, 15 months that he's done it in, it's going to be difficult for him.
It's going to be very difficult. And you want every advantage you can have against Canelo. Because Canelo got a punch. If he land, man, I ain't gonna lie. Canelo get 3 good shots in. I'm gonna keep it 100. It might be GG's, son. It might be raps. If Canelo get, but really, see, Mayweather won because he just wasn't getting hit at all. But we seen Zab Judah shake Mayweather, and he learned from that mistake. But going against Canelo and eating shots, does Bud move like Mayweather? Does Bud have the mastery of defense like Mayweather? No. He can't just go up there tanking shots from you. Does anybody know anybody who's tanked shots from Canelo? I don't think so.
Abel Sanchez further said the first few rounds would be tough because of Terence Crawford's speed, similar to when Gennady Golovkin fought Kell Brook. He explained that once Canelo adjusts to the speed and movement, Crawford will slow down from the extra weight. After that, Sanchez believes it would turn into a sparring session for Canelo, as has happened in many of his recent fights after the 5th or 6th round.
I think that it's a tough fight at the first 3 or 4 rounds because of his speed, just like when he took Golovkin to fight Kell Brook.
It's going to be a points game. And let me tell you one thing about boxing. The points game is so iffy. The refs might be biased. I'm not... Bud, my guy, do I see him knocking out Canelo? No. I do not see him knocking out Canelo. It's going to... If he can go all 12 rounds, it's going to be by points. Unless he pulling out tricks out. Now, I ain't going to lie. I'm going to put it like this. When he went against Spence, right, I knew he was going to win. I didn't know he was going to win that bad. I didn't know he was going to damn near ended Spence's career, bro. And it was getting to a point in Spence's career. It was getting to the point in the Bud and Spence fight where it was just like, why didn't the refs throw in the towel? Because Spence was hurt, bro. So, that being said, he might got tricks in the bag that we ain't seen yet. But I ain't gonna even say but. He might got tricks in the bag we ain't seen yet. But Canelo, I ain't gonna lie. If you going by how bad he beat Spence, based on what they were saying Spence was gonna do to him, Bud got tricks in the bag y'all ain't seen, and y'all really underestimating Bud, and Bud really that guy. And Bud really will do some damage to somebody. Because the damage he did to Spence, I did not see that coming. I thought it was going to be close. I thought it was going to be a dub for Bud. I knew it was going to be a dub for Bud, but the way he did Spence, I just feel like maybe he feeling himself.
Brook being a welterweight was a little faster, quicker at the beginning. But once Canelo assimilates the speed and assimilates the movement, and Crawford's going to be a lot slower because of the weight also. Once he does that, I think it'll be a sparring session for Canelo, as it is in most of his last 4 or 5 fights. After the 5th or 6th round, it seems like it's a sparring
but at the
session.
same time,
I
want to go back to when we was talking about Spence, because, man, if y'all was talking about what Spence was going to do to Bud,
Sanchez lastly said adding extra weight may not help Terence Crawford. He's curious to see Crawford's fight night weight and mentioned reports of him being around 180 to 100.
I think it's who cut Bud signed with. They don't promote their fighters like who Spence was signed with. I can't remember the names right now. But Spence was a superstar because of his marketing as well. Bud, he fights a lot of Russian fighters. He fights good fighters. He just doesn't fight fighters that are big as a Pacquiao or big as a Spence or big as a Keith Thurman or Clarissa. They just don't do marketing like they're supposed to. I feel like Bud was under-marketed. I feel like they don't know what to do with Bud when it comes to marketing because they just never had a Bud Crawford before. So I think when it comes to Bud, a lot of people don't realize how good he is because his marketing's so bad. It's not even really his fault.
190 pounds. Sanchez believes dropping to 168 could be too much, and that 158 to 160 would have been better. He said coming in heavy will likely make Crawford slower and won't increase his punching power.
Do you feel like people don't realise it with Crawford? Like when he's putting this weight on, this is almost weight that may not even be beneficial to him.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to benefit him. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he weighs fight night. If the reports that I've read, he's up at 180 pounds, 190 pounds.
Damn.
So if he drops down to 168.
When you really think about it though, bro, I was 160 pounds in high school. They're really still, I don't want to call them small because they built, but it's not that heavy when you think about it.
I think it'll be too much. I thought that maybe 160, 158 maybe was the best for him.
Yeah. I like
but
him.
if he's comes in at 168 or 170 pounds by fight night, 175, I think it'll be too much. I think he'll be slower. Yeah. He's not going to punch any harder just because he got the weight.
However, Terence Crawford said he feels like he is finally getting the respect he deserves. He explained that many people now recognize his skills, especially after the way he defeated Errol Spence Jr.
Absolutely.
While a lot of fans give him credit.
Y'all was sleep on Bud in that Errol Spence fight, bro. And bro destroyed. And much respect to any fighter who put let me say that first and foremost. Any fighter who put his line, any athlete, they put their life on the line, their body on the line for our entertainment, gets my respect. Because at the end of the day, we're not in that field. We're not in that ring. We're not in that octagon. We're not even on that, what they call ice. We're not on that ice skating rink when it comes to hockey, bro. We're not on that court. You feel me? We just watch it. We on the sidelines watching, so regardless of what happened, bro, these dudes is warriors, bro. It's dudes who died in boxing. It's dudes who died in football. I know some dudes personally that high school football ain't been the same after their injury, so.
Some still doubt him and try to downplay his win. Crawford said they made excuses, claiming Spence was not the same fighter, stayed too long in the weight class,
That's what they
or
said.
was dealing with other issues. He pointed out that he had predicted people would say these things before the fight even happened. In the end, he believes he is getting the recognition he has earned.
Do you feel like you're finally getting the credit that you deserve?
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people, see my talent, they recognize it, and the fashion that I've defeated Errol Spence Jr. in, a lot of people give me my credit now, and a lot of people still have doubt because they want to throw shade. They just can't grip their mind over the fact that how I performed in the fight versus him. So they
he
would say,
performed great.
well, he wasn't the same.
And let me tell you right now, if he ain't had so much respect for Spence, he would have. It could have got ugly. It could have got uglier.
Same fighter, or he was hurt, or this and that and this. He stayed in the weight division too long. But the crazy part about it is, I had already stated that those was going to be the excuses come fight time when me and him fight. But all in all, I'm getting my respect.
Moreover, Ben Davison said he likes Terence Crawford, but strongly favors Canelo Alvarez in the fight. He explained that it's not just Canelo's size, but also the many layers to his game that surprise opponents once they face him. Davison admitted he finds it hard to...
I ain't gonna say all that. Canelo stands straight up. I'm gonna say that right now. A lot of Mexican fighters stand straight up. They don't use a lot of footwork. And when they see footwork, they call it running. It's not running. You know what I'm saying? You got to use footwork in boxing. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. One of the greatest told y'all that. Canelo Alvarez stands straight up, and he's a straight puncher. I'm not going to say he got a super finesse on his footwork.
See a clear
and
path
a lot
for
of dimensions.
Crawford to win.
Canelo Crawford, just get your thoughts on that fight, please.
Yeah, look, I like Crawford and I like his guys and that, but I heavily favour Canelo. So yeah.
What, is he simply just size, just too big?
Not just size, there's a number of factors, and I think that a lot of people picture Canelo to be a certain something, and when they get in the ring with him they see how many layers he's got to his game, and I just struggle to see a path to victory for Crawford, if I'm being honest.
If we're being honest, Crawford's definitely a better fighter. The only thing that would have me just thinking twice is the weight divisions and Crawford moving up weight divisions. You can't sit here and talk about a dude who can go from southpaw to regular and switches his stance mid-fight to find a better angle and knock somebody out. You feel me? Compared to Canelo, who's really, to me, a one-dimensional fighter. No shade. He a one-dimensional fighter who gonna just, he just going, I ain't gonna say just going for the knockout, but we know Canelo for his power, to put it simply. We know Bud for switching his, being so versatile, a tactician in the ring, a tacticianer, whatever you want to call it. Versatile, got a Swiss Army knife of tools in order to defeat his opponent. I mean, I don't think y'all really watch Bud when it comes to that. You feel me? It could come from southpaw, it can come from orthodox. It'll be so many angles Bud will switch up on you. It just is he a better fighter than Canelo? Yes, absolutely. Is he a stronger fighter? Is he good in that weight division is a real question.
Ben Davison said Canelo Alvarez has shown some inconsistent performances, but would be fully focused against Terence Crawford. He believes Canelo respects Crawford's skills, but still has multiple ways to win. Davison said that when the fight was announced, he saw it as a clear Canelo victory. He still struggles to see any realistic path for Crawford to beat him.
From the night you worked with
that was doing with Spence,
with him, with Billy Joe, that is
Canelo coming with that mindset.
Do you see a version which has slowed down since?
I think he has on and off performances, and being honest, when it was first made, I thought Canelo, like, not even, like, don't even need to look at it.
Please.
Then Crawford boxed Madrimov, and I thought. Then Canelo boxed Skull, and I thought, oh. So then, but no, yeah, I think he has a few of those performances here and there. And he just looked disinterested, but I think he'd be well up for this fight. And I think he's got a healthy respect for Crawford. But like I said, I just struggled I can see a number of paths to victory for Canelo. I struggled to see a path.
Now, these last couple fights, Canelo was fighting nobodies in Europe, man.
After victory for Crawford.
John Ryder said Terence Crawford should use Dimitri Bivol's in-and-out movement as a game plan against Canelo Alvarez.
He
called Crawford an exceptional fighter who has achieved greatness across multiple weight classes, but warned that the size difference will be a big factor. Ryder believes it would have been better for Crawford to build up gradually at higher weights, yet acknowledged that great fighters take big chances when the opportunity comes.
You faced Canelo. If you could give some pointers to Crawford,
he got them crazy eyes.
Should he do to come out victorious in September?
I think you just got to watch the Bivol blueprint, the in and out. I mean, a lot of fighters getting stick now for being runners, Tom and Jerry and whatnot.
I hate when they say that. They call them runners because you can't hit them. Mayweather 50-0. Nobody's defeated Mayweather, and Mayweather made Canelo look like he was a rookie. Ain't no running.
But stick to what you're good at.
Use your feet.
Terence Crawford is an exceptional talent. He's won titles through the weights, undisputed at 3 weights now. And listen, if anyone can do it, it's him. I think the weight will be too much of an issue. Canelo is a special talent, and I think the weight will play a factor in the fight. But listen, Canelo once done it and made the step up to super middleweight. I would like Crawford to be more at light middle and middle to build into it, but you take these opportunities when they come, and that's what greatness is.
Richard Johnson said Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is a 50-50 fight, but admitted it's hard to go against Canelo at 168
Canelo
pounds.
is one of them, though.
He thinks the size difference could be the deciding factor and believes Canelo might be too big, too strong, too experienced, and too physically imposing for Crawford to overcome in such.
He is fighting a masterful Canelo, a Canelo that's lost to Mayweather, one of the greatest fighters of all time. Bruh, he might be fighting Canelo in his prime. That's the thing, though. Canelo is seasoned now. Like, Mayweather fought a young Canelo. He fighting a seasoned veteran Canelo.
Such a high-stakes, career-defining matchup between two elite champions at very different natural weight classes.
Oh, this is going to be a fight.
Question, Rich. Canelo Crawford, September 13th, arguably the biggest fight since Pacquiao, Mayweather.
And Mayweather.
Who you got?
I want to say, I don't know. I want to say Crawford, but it's like you can't sleep on Canelo either. 168, I don't, that's a 50-50 fight.
The only reason why I'm going Crawford, period. But the only reason why I'm just like, can he do it? Is because that weight class, bruh. It's because he going up so many weight classes to fight Canelo. It's like, at this point, he ran out of competition. Because Spitz was the dog in his division. He not finna go down to Naoya. He not finna go down. Tank, I think Tank ducking, bro. I'm going to keep it 100. Canelo really the only one that's left for him to prove his greatness in boxing. And then it's like, to top Mayweather, 50-0 Mayweather, you have to do the extreme, bro. You got to do the extreme, bro.
You think the size is going to be the determining factor?
I ain't gonna lie, no, I think Canelo might get in. I think he's too big.
Amir Khan said Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford is a great matchup and not surprising, as boxing is about the best fighting the best. He credited the recent investment in the sport for making big fights like this possible, comparing it to other huge bouts such as Alexander Usyk versus Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua's top-level clashes. Khan said it's an amazing event for boxing fans, as both fighters are at the peak of their careers and have achieved so much. He believes there is no real loser because both will deliver high-level entertainment, making it
ain't no real losers, because after this fight, they both can retire, bro. It's gonna make so much money, bro. Damn, I wish they had stakeholders for boxers, bro. I have stakes in both of these boys, man. I ain't lying, bro. I don't give a damn. I wish I could get a piece of that pie.
I don't think it's a bad fight, Sean. I mean, I think it's a good fight, and it's not a fight that shocked me, because you have to understand, in boxing, the best are fighting the best. And, you know, with the money that Turkey Sheikh's got now and pumped it into boxing, the best are going to have to fight the best. And we've seen some mega fights, for example, Usyk and Fury and Joshua and, you know, all the top guys are fighting each other. So this is great to see that Turkey's making these fights happen that we never thought would happen. And both, sorry about that, guys, that noise. But I was just saying that I just feel that it's an amazing fight for boxing fans. This fight is, because there's no loser in this fight. Both fighters have hit the best. They've hit the peak of their careers. They've achieved so much in the sport of boxing, and I just don't think that there's a loser in this fight, because both guys are winners, because they're gonna give such great entertainment to the boxing fans. I mean, it's hard to see who's gonna win this fight. Is it going to be Crawford or is it going to be Canelo? It's a hard fight to solve for us.
Sean Porter predicted that Terrence Crawford will beat Canelo Alvarez, while he acknowledged it is still a
okay. Sean Porter cold. Sean Porter was one of the best fighters I've seen. You feel me? Oh, I'm sorry for you. Sean Porter, that boy, that dog. Sean Porter is a dog, man. I might go with. I feel like Sean Porter thinking like me. I just feel like what I seen from Canelo is just power.
Competitive fight,
Crawford
he personally sees it as 60-40 in Crawford's favor. Porter believes Crawford will do something against Canelo that no one has done before. He said this prediction isn't based on seeing Crawford's camp, but rather on knowing Crawford's abilities and understanding that to beat Canelo, a fighter must bring something unique and different.
I'm obviously going to say that this is a 60-40 fight. And I have Crawford winning this fight. Crawford's going to win this fight doing something that nobody's done to Canelo. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. And it didn't take me going to camp to know this.
Okay. If y'all don't think that Crawford finna pull out the best version of Crawford you ever seen.
This is me knowing Crawford. Okay. And also me knowing, like, you know, hey.
And he fought Crawford.
To beat Canelo, you just got to be different. You got to do something.
Robert Garcia stated that despite many fans questioning Terrence Crawford due to the size gap with Canelo Alvarez, he holds a different view. He thinks Crawford's speed, agility, and skill set make the matchup challenging. Although Canelo brings power and experience, Garcia believes...
Hey, Canelo ain't fought nobody since Crawford, like Crawford since Mayweather.
Crawford's quickness offers him a genuine
care who
opportunity.
bitch about
He
running
noted that
that shit.
Canelo
Use your
tends
feet.
to win, but no longer exerts full effort or displays much diversity, often doing just enough to secure victory. According to Garcia, this could create an opening for Crawford to seize control.
It's a fight
Stop
that
acting like Canelo got that footwork
most
like
of the
that.
people don't give Crawford a chance because of the size, but he's got skills, man. He's got skills. He's got good speed, good footwork.
He does.
That's why I do give him a chance.
You do give
I do give Crawford a chance. Of
Yeah,
course.
Crawford is nice.
You know, Canelo's
Crawford going Hall of Fame. Period.
last few fights, you know, he does his work.
Garcia also mentioned that Canelo currently fights more like a businessman than a hungry competitor. In his latest bout, Canelo appeared slower, more stationary, and relied mostly on single punches instead of fluid combinations.
Yeah, whoever said he got dimensions is a damn lie. He don't got dimensions, bro. I've never seen Canelo fight with dimensions. It's been traditional boxing, standing straight up, enduring the punches, and knocking his opponent out. Power.
Garcia
Tell me
said
if I'm
this
wrong.
lower intensity might give Crawford an advantage, especially if Crawford stays smart and uses his footwork well. Considering their current career stages, Garcia feels Crawford has a real shot at victory.
Canelo is rich.
Done, but never does that little extra to please or to. He knows he doesn't need to anymore, so he's just comfortable enough with just securing the win.
I want to see what it comes down to is, and I don't give a damn if you're mad because I'm pausing it. But what it really comes down to is who still loves the sport, who's still hungry, who still wants this, because they both rich. Canelo definitely richer, but they both rich. Crawford lives a simple life, so it doesn't even matter. He like a Warren Buffett with the shit. So it's just like, who's still hungry? Who wants to do this? Because at the end of the day, they both getting paid. They both set for life. Who's still hungry? Who does this for the love of the game still?
I'm a businessman, and I think that could be something in favor of Crawford, that if he comes out in his best and good footwork, you know, Canelo is flat-footed. He you know, his last fight, especially against the runner, he was throwing one punch at a time. Wasn't.
If footwork is so important in boxing, why they always call it runner?
Didn't even try to be aggressive and get him into the ropes, throw combinations of 4 or 5 punches. He never even tried that. So I think at this stage, I am giving Crawford a big chance of maybe pulling it out.
Mike Tyson expressed that he's not a fan of Terence Crawford challenging Canelo Alvarez, mostly due to the significant size difference. He believes the weight gap is too large, making the fight unfavorable for Crawford. Tyson referenced Crawford's recent close bout with Israel Madrimov, noting Madrimov's size, awkwardness, and tricky style. He felt Crawford shouldn't have accepted that fight, thinking Crawford would have performed better against a more straightforward, aggressive opponent instead of one with such an unusual, jerky approach.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight, you know. And
I'm gonna put respect on Tyson.
he had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Terence, because this guy was big and he was awkward. He was really awkward. He shouldn't have fought that guy. He should have fought a guy that would just come straight at him. The guy was too awkward.
He's herky jerky.
Dimitri Bivol, who beat Canelo Alvarez, discussed Terence Crawford's move up 2 weight classes to 168 pounds. At first, he was unsure if Crawford could handle the size jump, but after seeing him recently in Dubai, Bivol noticed Crawford looked bigger and showed strong boxing ability. He described Crawford as one of his favorite fighters and believes Crawford has a genuine chance to win.
First reaction, of course, it was about size of Crawford. Is it okay for him to move up for 2 weight classes, yeah?
But I think Crawford naturally walks around at 180 or something, which would make sense because he's a grown man. So it might not be that bad as people think, because 168, I think he walks around at 180.
But then I saw him in Dubai maybe a month ago. I saw him. He's big, and he has very good skills. He's one of my favorite boxers.
Naoya, Crawford, Mayweather.
He able to win this fight.
Bivol also highlighted some uncertainties, stressing that Crawford needs to adjust to the greater power and intensity at the higher weight class. He said the result will depend on how Crawford feels on fight night and how well his training camp prepares him. Bivol added that Crawford's skill to switch between two distinct boxing styles gives him an important advantage.
But there is a lot of but. And even not but, there is a lot of things, small things, which we don't know how he will deal with this.
That it's the way he switched some
He
stances.
needs to get used to the power and pressure of 168.
Man, I gotta watch this fight.
Because it's different, big difference, to be honest. Maybe he will get used to it and how he will be feeling himself on the same day when he will fighting, how his training.
I do think Terrence might have a glass jaw to
things, but he's able. He has good skills. He's awkward. He can use two boxing stance. It gives him benefits, of course.
Lonnie B is still sure that Canelo will win and says his opinion hasn't changed. He expects the early rounds to be close, but believes Canelo will gain control as the fight goes on. While recognizing Crawford's skill, Lonnie mentioned that Israel Madrimov gave him trouble. He thinks moving up from 160 to 168 pounds will be tough for Crawford, especially with Canelo likely weighing near 200 pounds on fight night. Lonnie,
damn, he ain't got a what is it called, a hydration clause? Bro, finna be 200? He in it for the bag at this point. He about to retire. If he don't got no hydration clause on Canelo, and bro finna be walking around at 200 in the ring, 200 in the ring with Canelo, and you was fighting at 140?
he also noted that Canelo has never been stopped and doubts Crawford can keep him away.
I think you favored Canelo to win the fight?
Yeah.
Has anything changed from then? Is it now closer?
No.
Has it not changed?
Nope.
Nothing.
I think it's gonna be a good fight for the first 4 rounds. I think Canelo's size just gonna, take over. Like I said, I could be wrong. Crawford's phenomenal, but
if bro gonna be at 200 at the ring, bro, that's crazy.
From what I seen with the kid Maktrinoff and the way he gave him trouble moving up 2 more weight classes, 60 to 68, and Canelo gonna come in about damn near 200 pounds. I just think I just don't think Canelo's never been stopped, and I don't think he's gonna be able to keep Canelo off of him.
Roy Jones Jr. said he isn't concerned about the size difference between Canelo.
Now, Roy Jones is one of them elusive fighters. It's hard to hit. He took some losses too, though, but he's still a GOAT. Does he fight like Roy Jones? No, Roy Jones wouldn't even have his hands over his face. Roy Jones was pure elusiveness, and as he got older, he got slower, and that was but Roy Jones in his prime, untouchable. I damn near like watching Roy Jones fight better than I like watching Mayweather, because Mayweather will be around that shell. Mayweather will be in that shell, but Roy Jones is straight up agility, reflexes. Roy Jones definitely might be, if not my favorite fighter, top 3 favorite fighters.
Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford. He believes that when a fighter has Crawford's skill level, size matters less. The main question, he said, is whether Crawford can handle punches at the higher weight. Jones feels confident he can, noting that Crawford has probably sparred with super middleweights and light heavyweights during training. He explained that true skill travels with a fighter as they move up in weight classes. For Jones, it's not about size, but the skill a fighter brings to the ring.
When you know how to box, when you're as skillful as Terrence Crawford is,
he got more skill than Canelo for
weight
sure.
Weight don't really matter much. Only thing that matters with the weight is can you take the punch, and I'm sure you've been sparring with super middles and light heavies. So
that's the real question.
So that's the only thing when you got skill. Now you don't have a skill, you can't take the weight, take it up, because you're gonna lose your punch, you're gonna lose everything. When you got skill, all your stuff that you have goes up with you. You talk to the GOAT.
Absolutely.
I went out with a heavyweight.
That's a GOAT.
It's a lot of the people, which is why I brought up.
He went all the way to heavyweight. What you talking about? I ain't gonna lie. Roy Jones is the closest to Mayweather and Crawford's fighting style. Roy Jones, no. You talking to a lion with the hunger. Most of these dudes ain't never been at Mayweather, Roy Jones, and Crawford's level talking about what Crawford gonna do. Now Roy Jones, he seemed to know. He don't fight like Mayweather or Crawford, but he has the same elusiveness and just can't get touched in the ring. Man, man, have we watched Roy Jones clips? Roy Jones couldn't get touched, bro.
Would use the weight as an advantage for Canelo, but I agree, and you're right. Canelo fights obviously taller fighters all the time. It's about skill as opposed to, a lot of the time anyway, as opposed to weight.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm not really worried about the weight. I'm worried about the skill level that they use during the fight.
Brian Norman Sr. confidently chose Terence Crawford to defeat Canelo Alvarez, sharing that he's learned not to bet against Crawford after losing money before. He now believes in Crawford's talent, calling him a highly skilled and smart boxer. Having watched Crawford up close, Norman described him as a tough competitor with the boxing IQ to find ways to win. He rejected the idea that Crawford beating Canelo is unlikely, insisting it's very possible because of Crawford's skills.
I got Crawford. I'm sorry. I was about to say Canelo. Where'd that come from? I got Crawford, man. I learned to not bet against Crawford. I won't bet against Crawford again. I lost a lot of money betting against Crawford. So you know, those days of my life are over with. I've drunk the Kool-Aid.
You're a believer now.
I'm a believer now. Yeah. Crawford is that guy, man. Crawford is that guy. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, and you know, I've seen Crawford personally. I've seen him in the ring personally, and I mean, he a bad man. So I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to say, just like with my son, I'm gonna have to say, just with the boxing IQ, with it's certain things, man. It's certain things. I think that Crawford is gonna figure out a way to win. I don't think this is so. I don't think for how some people are looking at this, I don't think it's so far-fetched that Crawford can beat him. I just don't see that so far-fetched as some people trying to make it.
Is he going to knock him out?
Shane Mosley shared his thoughts on the Canelo Alvarez.
Shane Mosley, one of them elusive cold fighters too.
Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, calling it a clash between two elite fighters. He believes both are very skilled, but sees Canelo's physical strength as a key advantage. Mosley noted that many fans underestimate how strong and tough Canelo is inside the ring. While Crawford may be more accurate and technical, Mosley feels the size gap of two weight classes gives Canelo a clear edge. He expects Canelo to control the fight and likely win comfortably, though he still respects Crawford's skills.
I think it'll be a great fight. I think both guys are great fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and you know, they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not the case. They're both talented. But the only thing is,
Crawford is a better fighter.
Two-weight division. So I think that Canelo beats him pretty easily. But we'll see. If Crawford does good, I mean, kudos to Crawford. You know, I'm happy for him. If he can pull off, great. But
if he pulls off Hall of Fame, what did you talking about? Great. If he pulls it off, Hall of Fame this guy, top 5 boxers of all time.
My mental, my mind's telling me that Canelo's going to probably beat him.
Shane Mosley said that for Crawford to win, he must be patient and smart, using footwork to keep distance and reduce Canelo's opportunities to land clean punches. He explained that Crawford needs to stay active, not to run away, but to control range and avoid risky exchanges. If Crawford remains disciplined and moves well, Mosley believes he could turn the fight in his favor. Still, Mosley favors Canelo, noting that despite Crawford's skill and determination, the jump in size might be too much to overcome.
I think that maybe I don't have to be all the way boring, but it has to be boring spots. Yeah. So just because he's moving around and keeping his distance don't mean that he's running, right? Yeah. So if he can move,
who cares if he's running?
Stay a little bit.
They say everything running
outside the pocket long enough that maybe he can win. But I'm thinking Canelo's gonna win. I think Canelo's gonna get a fight because Crawford is a fighter. He's a true fighter. He's a real fighter, but he's in a growing weight division.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this?
Notice they ain't saying, but I'm gonna tell you right now, notice they ain't never said, oh, Canelo is just a better fighter. He's just too elusive. He's just too. It's always the weight division. You don't think Crawford know that he going up these weight divisions? You don't think Crawford know that he going up all these weight divisions and he going against Canelo? If that's the only thing y'all got, that's why Canelo's gonna win, then I feel like you solved that by being a better fighter. Mayweather solved that by being a better fighter. Canelo, to me, he more like Pacquiao. Like he's Pacquiao obviously was a better fighter than me, to be honest with you. Canelo doesn't do things that make me be like, oh, his IQ is super high and you just can't beat him. When I seen Mayweather, growing up watching Mayweather, his defense was just ridiculous. It was like you couldn't touch him. It's like watching Steph Curry in the paint. It's like Curry's not the biggest guy. He's not bigger than LeBron. But he shoots shots from such far range, you'll be like, this guy is blessed by God. This guy is talented. I get that feeling when I look at Crawford. When I see Canelo, I'm like traditional Mexican boxer. If you want to ask me, I think Oscar De La Hoya is a better fighter than Canelo. I think Oscar De La Hoya is, when it came to his skills, he was really good. Like, he really was good. He was elusive. Oscar De La Hoya is a great fighter. I think Oscar De La Hoya is a better fighter than Canelo, to be honest. When I look at Sweet Pea, or I look at, even Tyson was super elusive when he was young. It's a couple fighters that, and I'm gonna say a controversial take. Muhammad Ali wasn't as elusive, or he was a power fighter. He's like a George Foreman. When I see somebody like Mayweather or like Crawford, I think Spence fought more like a Canelo, and you see what happened. I just feel like it's certain fighters that, man, they utilize so many tools and they just too fast with their thinking. That just makes me be like, he's blessed beyond boxing. He has just a high IQ. I don't see that in Canelo. I just don't see that in Canelo, bro. I really don't. I think Canelo has power, and some of his power is artificially enhanced. If he talks to Mayweather how to beat Canelo, I feel like it ain't gonna be about his power, because you can't. It don't matter if you one punch man in this mud. If you say Tama, if you can't hit it, it don't matter. Is he as elusive as Mayweather? No. Is he more tactical than Mayweather? Yeah. Mayweather fought behind the shell and had speed and won by points every match. Y'all let me know what y'all think, because I feel like but beyond the weight adjustments and stuff like that, if Crawford can pull it, if Crawford can successfully adjust to these weight classes, he's winning. But if he does not successfully adjust to these weight classes, his speed does not translate, do I think he's knocking Canelo out? No. But if he takes too many hits from Canelo, it's over with. Canelo got hammer behind. He got a hammer behind them gloves, bro. It'll get brutal if bro starts slipping. The only way he gonna win is if Canelo's on his B game and he on his A+ game. Coming from such a lower weight division. Can he pull it off? Yes. I don't think Canelo is just super high IQ in the ring. I think Oscar De La Hoya was amazing. I think it can happen. What y'all think? It's Shaka Billionaire, Mafioso, the Dundada, the Coach Ninja with a nunchuck, swinging behind his back, a.k.a. Shaka Black, a.k.a. Shaka Billionaire, a.k.a. Shaka Fuego, a.k.a. Shaka Flame, man. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike, just engage with me. Y'all let me know what y'all think, and y'all give me suggestions on what y'all feel like I should react to when it comes to boxing. Started the channel on boxing. I love boxing. Peace.